Are you tired of feeling drained, manipulated, and walked all over by someone with narcissistic tendencies? Dealing with a narcissist in your life can be emotionally exhausting and even toxic. In this video, we'll explore the signs and behaviors of narcissistic individuals, and more importantly, provide you with practical tips and strategies on how to navigate these complex relationships, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize your own emotional well-being. Whether it's a romantic partner, family member, friend, or coworker, learn how to protect yourself from their toxic behavior and take back control of your life. Join me as I take on the challenge of navigating life with a narcissist and share my tips for coping with their behavior. Narcissism is a term that's often thrown around, but what does it really mean, and why is it so important to understand when it comes to our personal relationships? Whether it's a romantic partner, a family member, or a friend, dealing with a narcissist can be a daunting task that can leave us feeling drained, confused, and even anxious. Living with a narcissist can be like living in a constant state of uncertainty. One minute they're charming and affectionate, the next they're cold and distant. They may make grand promises, only to fail to deliver, leaving us feeling disappointed and frustrated. Not to mention the emotional manipulation, gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and playing the victim, all tactics designed to control and dominate. It's exhausting, and it can take a serious toll on our mental health. When we're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's easy to get sucked into their drama, their needs, their desires. We may find ourselves constantly trying to please them, to make them happy, to avoid their wrath. But the truth is, no matter how hard we try, it's never enough. They'll always find a way to criticize, to belittle, to make us feel small. And if we're not careful, we can lose ourselves entirely in the process. Dealing with a narcissist can also lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness. They may isolate us from our friends and family, or turn us against each other. They may make us feel like we're the only ones who truly understand them, that we're the only ones who can help them. It's a clever tactic, one that can leave us feeling trapped and alone. Narcissists often exhibit certain behaviors that can be quite convincing. They may be charming, charismatic, and confident, at least initially. They may shower us with attention and affection, making us feel like we're the most important person in the world. But beneath the surface, they're often driven by a deep-seated need for validation, for admiration, and for control. They may be prone to lying, cheating, and manipulating others to get what they want. Take, for example, the narcissist who constantly talks about their own accomplishments, their own successes. They may dominate conversations, interrupt others, and barely let anyone else get a word in edgewise. They may be quick to take credit for others' work, or to belittle their achievements. It's all about them, all the time. Or consider the narcissist who's always playing the victim. They may constantly complain about their circumstances, their relationships, their job. They may make excuses for their own failures, or blame others for their mistakes. They may even fabricate stories of abuse or hurt to gain sympathy and attention. When dealing with a narcissist, it's essential to set clear boundaries and prioritize self-care. This means taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental health. It means setting limits on how much time and energy we're willing to invest in the relationship. It means being clear and direct in our communication, without being aggressive or confrontational. It's also crucial to recognize the manipulation tactics that narcissists often use. This means being aware of gaslighting, projection, and other forms of emotional abuse. It means being honest with ourselves about how we're feeling, and taking responsibility for our own emotions and actions. In dealing with a narcissist, it's essential to focus on our own needs, our own wants, and our own desires. This means prioritizing our own goals, our own aspirations, and our own happiness. It means being willing to walk away from the relationship if it becomes too toxic, too draining, or too harmful. So, what's the takeaway? Dealing with a narcissist requires patience, empathy, and a willingness to set boundaries. It requires recognizing the manipulation tactics they use, and being honest with ourselves about how we're feeling. It requires prioritizing our own needs, our own wants, and our own desires. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful in navigating life with a narcissist. If you have any personal experiences you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content on mental health, relationships, and personal growth.